All right, ESPN did a poll. I think scouts, executives, and some of them believe that Lions linebacker Jamie Collins is a top 10 linebacker in his league. Well, let's talk about it. Hit that subscribe button, bell icon button, share the video. We know at one point he went from New England over to Cleveland, and Cleveland used him as a primary edge rusher, and it didn't really work. You know, one scout said it's better when you use Jamie Collins underneath and as a linebacker, you know, using him to cover backs and tight ends and stuff of that nature. And he's like 32 years old. And Bill Belichick knew how to utilize him the right way, even though I think he had a career high 7 sacks last year. You know, Bill knew how to use him in the right way, and Cleveland didn't utilize him in the right way. And they said when utilized, he a top 5. You know, one scout said he a top 5, or coordinator said he a top 5, you know, linebacker in the game. And I think that's just truly that's the issue. I mean, Matt Patricia has misutilized a lot of his talent. I mean, you got Damon Harrison playing a 3 technique. That's the most laughable thing I've ever heard in my life in football. I mean, you know, he tried to get some zone corners like Richard Sherman and James Bradbury to replace Darius Slay, and it didn't work. It wasn't going to work because they not man cover corners. They zone covers. They can't cover man 90% of the times like Darius Slay. So, you know, Matt Patricia's shown that he will misutilize his assets. But hopefully they know how to utilize Jamie Collins, and you know, that's been one of our biggest, you know, issues is covering, you know, backs and covering tight ends, to be exact. You know, I remember Ed Dixon came to the Ford Field and had the game of his life a few years ago, and we just was getting destroyed. We've improved on covering tight ends since Matt Patricia got here, but I think Jamie Collins could take us to the next level, and that was my favorite free agent signing. I believe I said it was Jamie Collins, because I felt they should have got him last year. I think they overpaid him, but then again, you know, he brings a tremendous amount of versatility in the linebacker core. You need him to line up on the edge. He can do that. You need him to cover backs and play the middle or play the outside or weak side, strong side. He can do that. You want him to put his hand in the dirt, you down a few defensive end rushers. He can do that. He can take it wherever you want to take it to. And that's what Patricia loved. They love that about Devin Kennard, that he had versatility, but he wasn't the athlete and he couldn't cover like Jamie Collins, and that's what makes Jamie Collins special. I think you didn't put a potential star, even though he's 31, 32 years old. I think you put a potential star in that defense, and he could do some things that that other linebackers can't. He can do a lot of things that Christian Jones can't do and Jared Davis can't do. And then you also put Julian Okoye out there to kind of learn under him. He can do some things that can also help. So the Lions got some sneaky good pickups that may work, but ultimately the one that's going to work the best is Matt Patricia changing his defensive style up and, you know, bringing more pressure, disguising his defense more and more. That's what's really going to help. His defense is too bland. It don't have no flavor to it. You can add, you know, Jamie Collins. You can add Lawrence Taylor, Dick Buckets to it, Reggie White, but you got to have some type of disguise. You just can't play straight up man across the board, a robber or 2-man under or whatever. You got to be able to mix some different things in, stunt, blitz. You got to keep the quarterback guessing who coming, who not coming, who bailing, who coming off the edge. You got to blitz the nickel corner sometime. You got to bring the safety down. You got to do something that disguise. That's my main pet peeve, you know. But also his ability to teach how to attack run blocking, you know, or run stopping. David Harrison said we just had, you know, bad disconnect between the defense, the front seven, on how to attack, you know, stopping the run, and Matt Patricia just didn't know how to teach it. So we got an issue here. You got a defensive coordinator that got to know how to teach it. So, you know, at the end of the day, you know, it's exciting to have Jamie Collins here. It's exciting to have Danny Shelton here. It's exciting to have Julian Okoye here with his brother Romeo Okoye. It's exciting to see if it's exciting to see if Jelani Tavai can take the next step and snatch the middle linebacker position away from Jared Davis and Reggie Ragland. All right, or start next to him if they're in the 3-4. It's exciting to talk about Jeff Okudah, which I'll talk about him pretty soon if I didn't upload the video yet. It's exciting to talk about what Tracy Walker can do and what Justin Coleman can do in year 2, and you know, my other dude, Amani Orakwe. It's exciting, but the scheme got to be able to put them in a position to win. But no doubt, I think Jamie Collins being utilized the right way, he is one of the best linebackers in the game, you know, and I think executives see it. It's just he can do everything from a linebacker position. He is versatile. He can come off the edge. He can cover tight ends. He can cover backs, and that's what the Lions need. You want him to play the middle for a minute, he can do that. Want him to play the edge, regular 4-3 outside linebacker. You know, he gonna surprise a lot of people coming into this defense. And I think he's gonna take over the North. Hopefully he had an impact that Preston and the Smith brothers had, and Darius and Preston Smith had for Green Bay last year on the defense, but he gonna need some help. And I ain't talking Tracy Walker, I ain't talking Tavai, I ain't talking Danny Shelton, Deshaun Hand, Trey Flowers, I ain't talking whoever else out there. I ain't talking that. He needs some help from Matt Patricia drawing up a better defense. If Patricia come out there with the same defense he did last year, it ain't gonna help them. It ain't gonna help them. He made everybody look bad last year by not switching up his defensive call and being more aggressive and calling more zone. So we'll see where they go. But I definitely ain't mad at them saying the talent is there for a top 10 linebacker, as a top 10 linebacker for Collins, and played in the right position. He could be a top 5, but hey, that's up to Matt Patricia. You know, it truly is. It's up to Matt Patricia to get the best out of Collins and put him in a position to win. And Matt Patricia's just, he doesn't, I don't think he that smart. He could be a rocket science, you know, he can be, was my man off of House. He could be all that. Somebody from Grey's Anatomy. Remember Denzel was on one of them doctor shows in the late 80s. But in football-wise, I don't respect his IQ. Because he's showing me in Detroit, he was just a product of Bill Belichick looking over his shoulder. You know, Bill Belichick was like an open book test. Bill Belichick was the open book, and Patricia just looked to see the answers. Now he can't have an open book. Now the open book ain't there. Now he flunking and flunking and flunking. He got to be able to identify his system, a system fit, and plug it in. And right now, his system fits ain't too good. He brought Coleman here last year, got flamed. He made Trey Flowers look bad last year. They were some 3 and 4 players just playing bend, don't break. After a while, it's only so much bending you can do. After so much, sometimes you got to turn the heat up. Sometimes when it's a little bit cold out there, drop below freezing, it's 28, 20 degrees, you got to send some heat. You know, with all this gangster stuff that he shows in the locker room, calling people out their names, telling them to stop sucking men's private area, all this gangster persona that Matt Patricia got, it don't match up with his defense. His defense is beta male. It's finesse. People know exactly what they're going to do. That's what Devontae Adams told Darius Slay. I know exactly what y'all going to do. He just refuses to switch it up. But Jamie Collins, I told y'all, that boy beast. He just wasn't utilized right in Cleveland. And Cleveland gave him a bad rap, and New England got him for some peanuts and brought him back. He had 7 sacks last year in New England. Now he in Detroit on a nice little deal. This probably be one of his last deals he get throughout his career. So, hopefully he able to remain healthy. But, I project it'd be him and Tavai, in the linebacker core, because most of the time these teams in 3 receiver sets. So Coleman's probably going to be an unofficial starter as a nickelback. And I think Deshaun Hand is probably the key that make this defense work. He is the Matthew Stafford of the defense. If he able to, stay healthy and replicate what he done in his first year here, and he able to get pressure from that 3 technique, that's going to open up for Flowers. But also Patricia, you got to give some help on the back end, my brother. On the back end, some help. You got to be able to create some pressure, show some blitzes, bail out, blitz guys. He got to be able to do that, man. But Collins, for sure, can, in the NFC North, he sure can get some respect. Because ain't nobody see the Smith brothers doing what they did last year. Even though Darius Smith came from Baltimore and Preston came from, I think, the Redskins. They tore it up last year. The only issue in Green Bay was they were soft in the middle. They couldn't stop the run. Everybody could stop our run, but they was getting ran up on. So, like I said before, Jamie Collins can help, the evolution of linebacker. We ain't really had no good linebacker since, like, DeAndre Levy left and had that one good year. We thought it was going to be many more years of those out of Levy. Then he wanted to go skydiving or whatever and hurt himself. And whatever else happened in his career. But, Tavai and Collins, I can dig it, sucker. You know what I'm saying? But we'll see what's popping with Jamie Collins this season. But he is my favorite free agent pickup. But, hey, let me know what you guys think. You think Collins is a top 10 linebacker. Some people think he's a top 5 utilized in the right system. Do you think Matt Patricia will utilize Jamie Collins the right way? Let me know what you guys think. Don't forget you can find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. You can reach out if you got business, question, inquiry, sponsorship, video requests. Keep sharing the videos. Want to make a donation to the channel? Cash App, PayPal, inscription. Best way to donate, share the video. We gone.